world needs dreamers who do. And that would be you, the creative person who has a passion. You are creating because it brings you joy, not because you want to make a gorgeous masterpiece or you want to write the next American novel. Hopefully you'll do those things, but you're doing this right now because it brings you joy. So do the thing because of the process, not because of the results. Hello, my creative friend. Welcome to the BDI Create Today podcast. This is a podcast where we'll discover the who, what, where, when, why, and how you can be creative or have more creativity. And together, we'll explore the extraordinary impact creativity can have in your life, in your heart, mind, body, and soul. And if we haven't met yet, I am Beth Buffington, a licensed artist, digital illustration instructor, and a creative coach living just outside of the windy city of Chicago, Illinois. But mostly, I am someone who is curious about how creativity can weave its way into our lives. Now, each week we're going to look at one or more of the sparkly facets that make up the ever-changing kaleidoscope that is creativity. Welcome. I am so glad you are here today. In our last episode, we learned how to make 3 lists to discover when and how we can be creative or more creative. We made a list of when we are on autopilot. Then we made a list to counteract autopilot events with alternative and novel ideas to make us mindful of our surroundings instead of going into an autopilot trance. And we made a list of new creative events and activities that could be our next creative passion. So, my friend, how are you doing with your lists? Let me know. I would love to learn how you're breaking up the monotony of autopilot routines, and I would love to know what new creative pastimes you want to explore. So stay in touch. Share your creative thoughts with me. There's a good chance that I'll share your clever and creative ideas here on the podcast. I am so very honored that you are back with me again to add to your creative knowledge. This week, we're going to take what we've learned about being mindful in our daily routines and about adding new creative experiences to our life to find our creative passion or passions that will help us achieve that creative flow state. So now that we've started adding creativity to our lives and we are working to be more mindful about creativity during our daily routines, let's explore how you can benefit the most from creative activities. First, let's refer to that list you made with activities you find creatively intriguing. Now, since we last chatted about finding creative events and activities that could get you in a creative flow state, and remember, according to the Medical News Daily, a person is in a state of flow when they are totally immersed in a task or activity. And when a person is in flow, they may not notice time passing. They may not think about why they are doing the task or judge their efforts. Instead, they remain completely focused. Now, I'm sure that since we last spoke, you have not had time to explore all the activities that you might have added to your list. In fact, you might still be making your list. Or maybe you've made the list and you've started a bit of research. And maybe you've added something new to your calendar. Wherever you are with your list, not to worry. It takes time to find and schedule new things in your calendar. So keep working on the list and don't stop being curious about what you might try next. One reason to keep looking for your next creative passion is that you can have more than one. Let me take a moment to tell you about a few of my creative passions. So, you already know that I'm a licensed artist who creates art for home decor products. And I feel like this podcast is a creative outlet for me. And I love to teach other creatives about the power and portability of Procreate, and that is a creative outlet as well. So, let me tell you about a few other creative passions I have fun doing that you might not know about if we have just met. First, I love singing, and I sing in a band for the contemporary service in my church. I've been doing this for over a decade. I love singing blues and jazz and contemporary songs, and well, pretty much any new song that is set in front of me. I love the challenge of learning music. And second, I just started singing soprano in a classical choral group. We sing around the Chicago area doing concerts, caroling, performing at cabarets and galas, and the group does a bit of touring as well. I've just started singing with them, and I find the music so challenging and so different from any other music that I've been doing recently. So it is a different creative challenge in just the way we approach the learning of the music. And I've been active with community theater. A few examples of theater shows I've done have been Sally in Your Good Man, Charlie Brown. I was the Countess in Sound of Music, and I was Malin in Steel Magnolias. And I've done quite a bit of things behind the stage. I love painting scenery, and I've designed a lot of logos for shows, and I've done a lot of promotional materials. Pretty much anything visual that was behind the set, I plugged into those things. These are all events where I experience aesthetic chills and I can fall into that creative flow. And as you know, these are two really good feelings that are beneficial with a creative outlet and adding creativity to my life. But I also must admit that while I experience these creative highs, I also struggle with a bit of stage fright and I deal with confidence issues with singing and acting. So, what I wanted to tell you was don't feel alone if your creative adventures aren't all candy and unicorns. My friend, that's life. Roses come with thorns, and the sweetest cherries, they still have a pit. So stay strong with your passion. Having a little struggle makes you stronger. Remember, outdoor plants are strong because they have to stand up on windy days. So trust me when I say that the thrills and the fun of creative adventures outweigh the fright or the feeling of nervousness. And feeling uncomfortable, my friend, well, that's just a sign of growth. So I have learned to embrace feeling awkward or terrified with that no pain, no gain mentality that keeps me heading back to rehearsals and showing up for performances. And this helps me keep working on my next piece of creative passion. Now, the reason I shared all these creative outlets with you is not only to let you know that while they can be really exciting, they can also have a little bit of nervousness to them. But one of the other reasons is I wanted to point out that creative passions, my friend, you can have more than one. You can actually have many, and they can be very, very different from one another. Now, let's take a second for a word from our sponsor. And hey, that still would be me. Are you looking for something new to learn? Let me tell you about the fun that the Create.today team is planning starting on January 22nd. First, you are invited to come to my free Procreate workshops. My workshops introduce you to drawing and painting with Procreate on your iPad. This year, we're going to be creating some delicious donuts. It's a great way to enjoy a snack without any calories. And there's a workshop date and time perfect for you. So come and create with me. It's fun, it's easy, and it's free. And then, my friend, are you ready to deepen your skills as an artist? Really dive into something new and immerse yourself in creativity? Join me personally for an in-depth exploration of digital art through my Winter 24 class of Learn the Art of Procreate. This online course will teach you everything you need to know to create your unique art on your iPad. And you can do this. You're going to learn at your own pace, and I'm going to be there to cheer you on. You will also discover how to get your art onto products to decorate your house or give as a gift. Or, my friend, if you're a creative with a business or a side hustle, let's make some money. So, are you ready to discover more about your creativity? Yes, you are. Hop onto my email list. Go to www.bdi-create.today and get on the list. Just go to www.bdi-create.today. So, welcome back. Now, let's say that you have narrowed down your creative events list and you've added a couple of them to your creative calendar. Just keep up with me, even if you're not there. Let's say this is where you are right now. Let me share a little secret sauce that's going to spice up the creative benefits that you can achieve through your creative activities. And my friend, just like many secrets, when I tell you this secret, you might think, hey, that's no secret. I knew that already. So before I tell you the secret, let me tell you why this is a secret. The reason most people don't do this secret thing is because it's obvious and it's easy to do, but most people just end up not doing it, which is why this is the secret to creative success. Are you ready? Here it is. The secret is be consistent. Are you thinking, yeah, I knew that. So let me clarify even more. Be consistent. Quantity outshines quality when it comes to cultivating a creative mindset. And this is what you're after. You're not after being perfect. You're not after being amazingly successful. You just want to make sure that your creativity is benefiting your heart, mind, body, and soul. And so all you need to do is enjoy what you're doing and be consistent at it. Being a successful creative is not about creating a masterpiece every time. My friend, you don't even have to be a super successful or even super talented artist or performer to feel the creativity bring goodness to your life. You just need to figure out what you're going to do and then do it. It's about showing up, doing the thing, and then letting the magic happen. And then knowing that the magic doesn't happen every time you sit at the piano or every time you work on a sketch or every time you write in your journal. See, it's quantity over quality. The magic happens in the in betweens. It happens during repeated rehearsals, after sketching hands over and over and over 10 times, 100 times. It takes time, it takes some practice, it takes some effort, it takes being consistent. Sarah Bon Brethnock writes, the world needs dreamers and the world needs doers. But above all, the world needs dreamers who do. And that would be you, the creative person who has a passion, who knows how to go in and be consistent and work on your passion. So, the secret, my friend, is to just enjoy the process and then do the process over and over and over. You are creating because it brings you joy, not because you want to make a gorgeous masterpiece or you want to write the next American novel. Hopefully, you'll do those things, but you're doing this right now because it brings you joy. So do the thing because of the process, not because of the results. And then here's that secret, be amazed because occasionally your mind is going to be blown away with your results. And that's being creative. Do the work and do lots of it whenever and wherever you can. Sounds simple when I say it, right? But when you take a look at your calendar, does that make you overwhelmed with the responsibilities that loom out at you? I mean, so many of us are really burdened with things that we have to get done, responsibilities that we need to do, and people that count on us. So, how do we carve out time for these creative pursuits in the midst of our hectic schedules? It can be a challenge. But remember, having creativity in your life is as healthy for you as exercising or as eating a healthy diet. So, it might be a challenge to find the time to do the thing and then do the thing consistently. Oh, yes. But it's a challenge that's worth taking on. So I want to hear you say, game on, game on. Let's get this creativity into my life. Go ahead, say it. And you can whisper it quietly if you're in a crowded room, but really, my friend, say it like you mean it. Let's get creativity into my life. Game on. Now, I hope that you didn't think that I would give you a challenge like this without some actions to help you conquer and succeed. So come back to me if you've been multitasking, because I'm going to give you 3 tips to becoming consistent with your creative practice. You ready? Number 1, prioritize your passion. So you found activities that ignite your passion, or you're working on that. You're going to get there, right? So keep working on that. But when you found that activity that ignites your passion, when you're truly passionate about something, it becomes a pleasure, not a chore. So don't let yourself feel guilty for having this pleasure that you need to find time for. Give yourself permission to make your creative passion a priority. It's okay. Allow yourself this time. Remember, it's beneficial for your heart, mind, body, and soul. You deserve this. It's okay to give yourself permission to do the work, even if it's something that you truly enjoy. I mean, sometimes that makes you feel guilty, but I am having too much fun. It's okay to prioritize this passion. Okay, here's number 2, schedule it in, right? You've given yourself permission to be creative. Okay, you've just done that. So now make your creative time an essential appointment. Block it off on your calendar and honor it just as you would any other commitment. Remember, you deserve to play with your creativity. You've just given yourself permission to do that. And remember, it's as important as taking time to exercise or making sure you are sleeping enough. It's that important. Remember, it's okay to allow yourself to make creativity a priority. So get it on the calendar regularly so you can be consistent. And then here's number 3. If you are looking at your calendar and it is jammed with responsibilities and commitments, and it is super hard to find enough hours in the day to block out time for your creative passion, get it in there when you can. But remember this: creativity doesn't always require hours and hours of uninterrupted time. I mean, it's great if you can get it and do that if you can. But if you can't, if you're having trouble, then find some micro moments in your day when you've some idle time waiting or even eating, whether it's a quick sketch during lunch or jotting down thoughts in a journal with your morning coffee or before bed. Those are micro moments. And that's some time that you can spend doing a little something. So, depending on how you are creating, you can take your work with you. For example, with Procreate, you can take your iPad wherever you go and you can work whenever you are sitting idle, like in waiting rooms, airports, cars, waiting for your kids. All those idle moments are perfect to do a little art. And time here and there adds up over time. So think about what it is that you need to spend to get that creative passion flowing. And then look for those micro moments where you can whittle in a little bit of time. Okay. So there you go. There's the three things. Number one is prioritize your passion. Number two is schedule it in so you can do it. And number three is micro moments. These three tips are going to help you become consistent with your creative practice. And remember, it's being consistent that is going to make creativity that healthy part of your life, that happier part of your life. Okay. So you want to make sure that you are finding time to do the thing. So, my friend, make yourself and your creative health a priority. Explore your creative passions and then find time for the passion that lights you up or the passions that light you up. And remember to be consistent. Once you've found the creative thing that lights you up, then do the thing. Enjoy the process. It's the process that makes things work. And remember, don't worry about the results. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be successful. You don't have to be amazingly talented at what you love to do. If you love to do it, then do it. Explore, experiment, have fun, lose yourself in that creative flow, and occasionally look up from your work and then be amazed with a few of the results that you've created. The writer Elizabeth Gilbert wrote, "A creative life is an amplified life. It's a bigger life, a happier life, an expanded life, and a hell of a lot more interesting life." So make a creative life for yourself, my friend. Let's take a look at the last two episodes as they are kind of hand in glove with having a healthy daily creative practice. First, notice and take yourself off autopilot as often as possible. Number two, find ways to avoid autopilot by getting yourself unstuck from the ruts made from a daily routine. So find some interesting alternatives, add some changes to your daily routine, and find yourself awake and aware in as many moments as you can during your day. Then, number three, look for those experiences where you've lost track of time because you've been lost in the creative activity you were enjoying. What were you doing? How can you incorporate more of this creative event into your life? Then, once you've found this creative passion, do the work. Number four is be consistent. Quantity over quality. Get in there and do the thing. Do a lot of the thing and don't worry about making mistakes. Don't worry how good your results are. Quantity is more important than quality when you're in a daily practice. Number five, once you've found what your passions are, and remember, you can have more than one, make your creative time a priority. Give yourself permission to be creative. It's okay. You deserve it. And number six is schedule time in your calendar to create. Make your creative time as important as any appointment or commitment. Allow yourself this time. It's as important for your happiness and your health as finding time to exercise. And last but not least, find micro moments to create. Remember, you don't have to have hours of committed time. You can work in short micro moments. Plan ahead so when you have a small amount of time, you're ready to work. Be creative about when you can create. And remember, creativity is a priority. So, in the grand tapestry of our lives, creativity is the pretty little shiny thread that weaves in joy, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose. So, my friend, let's embrace our creative passions. Let's give ourselves permission to explore, and then let's be consistent with doing our creative things. Let's find time to practice and to let ourselves get lost in our creativity. And then we can revel in the countless ways that creativity will enrich our lives. Stay tuned for more episodes where we will explore how creativity can enrich your happiness and your health. It's fascinating, and this is why I started this podcast. There is magic in creativity that sparkles brightly way beyond just drawing a pretty flower. I encourage you to explore new possibilities for creativity in your life. Keep that list handy and keep adding new ideas to possible creative passions that just might let your imagination run wild, where you'll experience those moments when time slips away in the joy of creation. Thank you for tuning in to Create Today with me, Beth Buffington. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and jot down a review for me too. Just imagine what you can create today. Until next time, stay creative, my friend. Oh, here's one more note from me, your sponsor. Interested in exploring your creativity with Procreate on your iPad? Yes, you are. Get my free Kickstart video. It gives you a beautiful tour of how to use Procreate to create your own art. You'll get information about brush libraries, layer and layer options, explanations of the tool icons, and so much more. Go to www.bdi-create.today/Kickstart to get my free Procreate Kickstart video.